Get that fucking trash out of your life. You have legacies to build. We grew that business from 3.4 million to 17.1. Horsepower, not horse shit. You want to be the parent that's an ally. They don't need another fucking friend. Not everybody's cup of whiskey. Toughest advice for the toughest businessmen. Be relentless. Let me tell you why Donald Trump loves email. First of all, incredibly clever marketer, and Donald Trump understands the power of owning your own media. So many of these guys, whether it's a Tucker Carlson or one of these other TV personalities who think that they are the media, but they're not. They work for Fox News, or they work for CNN, or they work for ESPN. And then they're taken into an office after decades of dedication, and they're told that their services are no longer required. I've had friends who've been talking heads on TSN, ESPN, sports talking heads. They thought they were so incredibly powerful. They thought they were irreplaceable. And none of it was true. They actually would bring them into a room, the 5 or 6 of them, and the large TV corporations would say, your services are no longer required. And these guys are shit out of luck because why? Because they don't own the media. They don't own the media. They don't own the station. Same with these major influencers on Facebook or on Twitter or on Instagram or on any of these platforms. They don't own the media. So the second somebody pulls the carpet, hey buddy, you in there swimming? Clifford, our dog, spends about 20 hours a day in the lake. He's living his best life here in Canada. The second they pull the carpet, Zuckerberg pulls the carpet from under these guys, they get canceled, they get deplatformed, whatever it is, boom. All of a sudden, their entire list that they never owned in the first place is gone. And that's the lesson, that it's not long until these guys disappear if they don't have their own media. So Donald Trump is way too smart for that. And there's a reason that the Donald has raised more money than any other presidential candidate in history. I mean, he's flush. He's absolutely flush with donor money. Why do you think that is? There's a lot of factors at play. He's in the news all the time. He's on television. That kind of stuff plays a part of it. But here's the thing about Trump that most civilians don't know. He is a massive, massive emailer. Physical mail and email. So let me give you an example. I'm on Donald Trump's email list. I'm on all the political guys' email lists because I love to see how different political people raise funds. I love to watch how they market and don't market. And the difference is staggering. So I study the guy. I don't care about the politics. I could care less about the politics. What I'm talking about here is raising money. Who makes the most money? Who raises the most money? Who has the most ammunition? Well, that's Trump. How does he do it? His email list and his mailing list. So he gets kicked off of Twitter. He gets removed from social media. And most guys are scrambling, right? They're not on those platforms anymore. They get deplatformed. They got canceled. They're scrambling. Not Trump. Why? Because for the last 20 years, he's built an email list for his companies and for his political career. So the man literally has millions and millions and millions of people on his email list. His different political email lists are an example. He's also got email lists for real estate buyers, for tenants, he's got it for everybody. So when he's kicked off of Twitter, when he's kicked off of Facebook, when he's kicked off of these other social media woke platforms, what does he do? He hardly misses a beat. The guy is emailing me every single week, and he's bringing us updates. He's talking about the next election. He's talking about creepy Joe Biden. He's doing his song and dance. And he's raising money. He's raising money for 2024. And 2024 is almost here, but how has he done it? How has the number one fundraiser done it? He's done it by email. And sure, I'll get some physical mail. I'll get a letter. I'll get a postcard. I'll get a package at Christmas. I'll get a package at Thanksgiving. That's all great. That's all subsidized by email. But it starts and ends with his email list in the millions. And there's a metric in email. If you're any good at all, in fact, if you're no good, a person on your email list is worth $1 a month, $12 a year. Think about that for a second. So as a fundraiser, he's emailing once a week, at least to his list. Every single person on there is worth $1 a month times 12 months. And he's got tens of millions of people on his list. So think about, it's no wonder he's raising tens of millions of dollars for his campaign. He doesn't need anybody else to donate. He doesn't need the money of any special interest groups. He's right about that. He doesn't need the money of any lobbyists. He doesn't need the money of any bought and paid for, media or other bureaucrats or other entrepreneurs. Doesn't need any of it because he's making enough money. He can't spend it all from his email list. So politics aside, you got to stop and say to yourself, okay, if this is the way the number one fundraiser on planet Earth has done it for 20 years, how can I make this work for me? Because at the end of the day, my dad always said, as an entrepreneur, he says, Michael, every day run for mayor. He says, when you're the CEO of McLean Insurance, he goes, every day get up and pretend you're running for mayor. When you have a barbershop, get up every day and pretend you're running for mayor. When I owned my hockey team, get up every day and pretend you're running for mayor. And what he meant by that was get up, dress in a beautiful suit. He goes, talk to people, email people, thank people, serve people, help people, kiss babies, whatever the hell it is. Every day, get up and run for mayor. So I've done this with email in every single one of my businesses, the barber shop, the hockey team, and my award-winning insurance agency, all driven marketing and finance by email. Those businesses, all three of them were built empire level by email. They weren't built there by physical mail. We didn't do anything with social media. I never made a penny on social media. It was all email and mail, with email being the dominant factor. How do you think I'm building my consulting company? 91% of our money, our revenue comes from email. 91%. Not Facebook, not Instagram, not YouTube, not shooting videos, email, daily email. So I'm putting together a little mastermind with some of my buddies, and it's for 100 guys only, and I'm going to be teaching how I've been emailing for 20 years to sell over $150 million. I'm not Trump level, but I've sold $150 million of products and services in the last 19 years. Not bad for a small town guy. How have I done it? 91% of it's through email. The rest of it's through physical mail. How do you think I did the physical mail part? I did the physical mail part. I subsidized it by email. The money I made through the cash flow of email is how I was able to get on TV, buy radio, send flyers, send newsletters. I didn't have money to do any of that stuff. I first of all started with email. It filled my businesses with leads, with cash flow, with referrals, with buyers. And then, and only then, was I able to pay for paper and ink, the stuff that really took us to the next level. Email is that's why I call it the eighth wonder of the world. It's the eighth wonder of the marketing world. Email is the honey that brings in the money. And then I use that money to send more flyers, more postcards, more newsletters. But it starts with email. So this June, I'm gonna work for a year. I'm gonna hold your hand. I'm gonna do soup to nuts on how I've done all of this over my career. I'm gonna show you the software to buy, how to start with a list of 0 and build it up. I'm going to show you how to capture emails. I'm going to show you how to use it for any business. I've done them in all my businesses. I'm going to show you, I'm going to write the emails for you the first year. I'm going to write you an email every week, 52 emails this year. All you have to do is sit down in your boxer shorts and personalize them. That's it. You'll need 10 minutes a week to put into this program. You don't have 10 minutes a week, don't bother. And you need to send an email once a week. That's it. To literally create an avalanche in your business of buyers, prospects, quotes, cash flow, peace of mind. And you know what? You can use the money that you make. I started making $200, $500, then $1,000, then up to $62,000 every email. An email is worth $1 per month, okay, times 12 months. So think about that. When my list was 100 people, my email list was worth $100 a week times 5 weeks, $400 a month. Then I got my email list up to 500. That was $500 a month times 12. When I got up to 62,000 people on my email list, that took almost 2 decades. That was $62,000 I made every time I pressed send. On average, that's the metric if you're no good. If you're no good at sending emails, it's worth $1 a head. For me, I get about a 4 to 1. But we'll just start at the beginning. If you're no good at all, if you suck, it's going to be $1 every week. Can you imagine? You're going to sleep better at night. And you can do what I did and take the money and pour it into other marketing, TV, radio, newsletters, or you can do the other thing and say, no way, I'm gonna buy a vacation home, or I'm gonna go on a vacation, or I want to travel Europe with my queen, or I want to, I want to buy a new vehicle, or I want to put in a swimming pool, or I want to put in a pickleball court, or I want to buy a second home. Do what you want. But you're constantly going to have this cash flow week after week, month after month, year after year that you never had before. It's the ultimate 6-figure side hustle. It really is. It's this thing here. You just work on it a little bit and it just constantly gives you cash flow and peace of mind. It's the honey that brings in the money. Go to emailmillions.coach. It's almost full. I'm only going to send a handful more of these emails. And once we get to 100 men, that's it. Don't say it costs too much. It's a coffee a day. I was going to charge $1,000 a month. I decided to make it affordable for the small business owner. I've been a small business owner my whole life. My dad's been a small business owner. My grandfather's been a small business owner. I have a soft spot for the small business owner. I am one. $147 a month for outsiders. Only $97 a month for insiders. People that are part of my newsletter. People that are in my mastermind. That's cup of coffee a day, okay? That's $3.25 a day or less for the honey that brings in the money for me to hold your hand for the next year. And you can cancel at any time. After the first month, you can say, Michael, I don't like this. It's not for me. I'm out. Just send Leanne an email. You're gone. No problem. No hard feelings. I don't care. I'm still going to be standing here. I'm going to still live in Naples. I'm going to still live in this A-frame in the summer. I'm not going to change my life, so there's no pressure. But I will give you the soup to nuts I've used the last 20 years to literally show you what a guy like Trump does behind the scenes to be the #1 fundraising politician in history. It's not even close. Biden and those guys, they sit there with their thumb up their ass or in their mouth and they're like, how does he do it? Oh, he gets all this publicity and all this free TV publicity. Bullshit. That's a factor, but it's because he's a relentless emailer. Trump is a relentless emailer. He is a relentless mailer. And he's got so many steaks. He's got so many steaks in the freezer. He's literally ready to go to war in 2024. Now, whether he has a chance or doesn't have a chance, it's irrelevant. I don't care about the political part of it. I study great fundraisers. I study great marketers. I study great entertainers. Like Howard Stern and Rush Limbaugh, Johnny Carson. How did they keep their audience for decades? How did they do it? And Trump, man, his back pocket he never talks about is email, his email list and his mail list. And I'm going to show you how to do what he does exactly. And man, it's the honey that brings in the money for him, and it's going to be the honey that brings in the money for you. Emailmillions.coach. Only a handful of spots left. I look forward to working with you personally, one-on-one, starting in June this coming year.